Now in this lecture we are going to discuss about encapsulation feature in Java, and we will create an encapsulated class by the end of this lecture. So what is encapsulation? Encapsulation is one of the basic core pillars of object-oriented concept. So we need to understand about encapsulation. So let us start. So encapsulation is the feature by which we will bind code and data together to form a single unit. So how it is working? So code means methods, and data means variables. So we will, by using encapsulation technique, what we will do is we will have make a compact unit of both fields and methods, which is restricts the access and more provides more security to our code. And encapsulation is achieved in Java by using private methods, private fields, and public methods. So how we will do is like we will have private fields. So there will be, for example, if it is an employee object, we will have ID and name in an employee. So we will declare those ID and name as private fields, and then using a public getter and setter methods, we will be able to set and get the values to a particular private fields. So we already seen in the access specifier lesson that the private methods are accessible to the public methods within that class. So by using that concept, we will be able to encapsulate the private fields and provide a compact structure for our us to work. So if there are multiple people working on the same class and all other case, in that case, if you want to provide validations to our particular private fields, we can provide it using the getters and setters, and we can do we will restrict the access to the particular fields. So if you create private fields, the other classes will not directly access it using the dot operator. So they are only able to access using the getters and setters, through which we will have a control to our particular fields. And this is how encapsulation is implemented in Java. Now let us see some practical for this. Now let us see a program to explain about encapsulated classes in Java. So encapsulated classes are used to encapsulate code and fields together, code and data together, and data means fields in Java. So here there are fields, particular fields to store the particular data. Here I am creating a student encapsulated class. So here you can see encapsulated class student, and it has three fields: ID, name, and branch. And these three fields are have declared with the private modifiers. So they will be private. So other classes will not be able to access them. And next thing which you need to provide done is I provided a constructor so that we can able to set the values directly using when we create the object. Next thing which I am doing is providing getters and setters to the particular fields. So here you can see these fields are private. So private fields can be accessed using public methods of the same class. If you do like that, that will become an encapsulated class. So here you can see the getters and setters for the respective field names. The getters and setters, the name will be like get followed by the name of the field, starting with the upper camel case. The name of the particular field will start with capital letter. Like that, the getters and setters will look like for respective fields. And now let us see them. And one more thing to mention here is, if you go to in Eclipse, there is a tool to create getters and setters automatically. So you can right click and go to source. So you go to source, and then we will be able to create getters and setters from there. That will be automatically generated for you. Now let us see the main method to show how it is getting invoked and how we will be able to get and set to this particular encapsulated class. So here is the main method. In the main method, I am created a student object using its constructors, and I'm specifying some values to it. And after that, I am getting the particular values and printing it out. After printing it out, I am setting a value to a particular field, and after that also I am printing it out. So to check whether the value is getting modified or not. This is how we will be able to access this encapsulated class. And now you can see this is an example one class. This is in the same package, and if it is outside the package, then we have to access it. We can also access it if the method, if the class is public, public class is there, then we will be able to access it outside the package. And now let us see the run this program to see the output how it is working. Here you can see the output has came, and the values are set it correctly, and after that final console log also it is coming correctly. Final logging also it is coming correctly, and that's how this output is coming for this program. Now in this we are seeing about the encapsulated class. Let us see another program on encapsulated class. Now let us discuss about another encapsulated class, which is an employee class. So employee class has three fields: ID, name, and manager. So here you can see the manager field is a boolean field. So boolean fields also we can declare in an encapsulated class. And when I'm using a private, I'm using a constructor to set the particular values. I'm not using this this in this class in this like in this program. I'm not going to have a main method. I'm just going to show you how a encapsulated class for the employee will look like. So here you can see particular fields. I'm using the getters and setters. And one more thing to notice here is for boolean fields, the getter name will be is followed by the field name. So there will be no get field name for boolean fields. The setter name will be the getter name will be the is followed by the syntax. That's how the setter name for boolean will look like. So this is it for this lecture. And in this lecture we are seeing about encapsulation, which is the process of binding of data and code together to form a single entity. And this is a very cool feature in Java which allows to have restricted access to particular fields. And we can create this field. This class is also some people will call it as pojo or plain old Java object. So in these classes we'll have private fields and public access, public methods, public getters and setters to access the fields. And this is it for this lecture. Thank you for watching.